Welcome to Africa channel. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to help us.
The Audi SQ5 and the Genesis GV70 3.5T are proof customers want practical and sporty SUVs. They combine the typical attributes you see in other luxury SUVs like style, safety, interior space, and technology, but add spicy ingredients that turn the dish into a hot meal. They play in a niche segment, though. Despite the massive adoption of SUVs, there are but a handful of dedicated performance two-row SUVs in today's market. This matchup is as close as it gets. The 349 horsepower Audi SQ5 represents Germany's best. The Q5 nameplate is among the most popular in its competitive set and is by far the best-selling Audi in America. South Korea is well represented, though. The 375 horsepower GV70 3.5T brings a powerful engine with agile handling and blends attractive styling with a pristine interior. Like the Q5, the GV70 is the most popular Genesis in the US, though it's far from the Q5 sales figures. Our $66,850 GV70 year-long review tester is significantly cheaper than our $74,640 SQ5, but both are about as fully equipped as they come. Does having a longer history make the SQ5 better? Is the GV70 disrupting the segment? We drove both vehicles back-to-back on Southern California's twisty roads while looking at their practicality, functionality, and performance to find out. At first glance, these SUVs might look like their regular counterparts, but they bring adrenaline and excitement that enriches the driving experience. When we say this comparison is as close as it gets, we're not joking. These SUVs have a lot in common. Both are powered by a turbocharged V6 engine twisting through an 8-speed automatic transmission to an all-wheel drivetrain. Their displacements are a bit different. The Audi has a 3.0-liter engine, while the GV70's heart is a 3.5-liter. The South Korean is a tad more powerful, 391 pounds-to-foot for the GV70 versus 369 pounds-to-foot of torque for the Audi, but it's also a bit longer, wider, and heavier than the German. The biggest difference isn't mechanical, though, it's value. Starting at $67,295, the Audi is significantly pricier than the GV70 3.5T, which starts at $56,375. Both SUVs serve the same kind of buyer, but their approaches are different. The GV70 feels like the sportier one, having a stiffer ride and steering that delivers a lot of feedback and feels well balanced. The Audi's air suspension helps to keep the ride more on the comfortable side, with vibrations taking a bit longer to dissipate but offering more cushion. The way the two SUVs steer is just as distinctive. The Audi's feels light and lacks the quick response the Genesis delivers. The Genesis steering has more weight than the Audi's, and it reacts more readily to inputs, Associate Online editor Bob Hernandez said. On twisty roads, the Genesis offers slightly better body control, with its chassis demonstrating agility while lunging into the corners. The Audi didn't disappoint, but like its ride, it prioritizes comfort, and didn't feel as athletic on the curves as its South Korean counterpart. We noted a bigger difference on the brakes, where the Audis felt stronger and more assertive. Our testing data backed up our feeling, as the German stopped from 60 to 0 miles per hour in 106 feet compared to 124 feet in the GV70. The Continental Sport contact tires should also get some credit, and we would love to see how the GV70 does with summer tires instead of the Michelin Primacy Tour all seasons. The GV70 needs more refinement with its gearbox, though. The 8-speed automatic shifts quite hard, especially in sport mode, and even in normal mode the shifts are felt throughout the cabin. The Audi, on the other hand, shifts smoothly, and although it turns into a different experience once dynamic mode is engaged, it doesn't feel as harsh as the Genesis. Both models feel equally competent in terms of power and provide plenty of oomph on canyon roads or when merging or passing on the freeway. Press the throttle, and both SUVs respond eagerly with quick downshifts and lots of power. While it was hard to tell which one was fastest from behind the wheel, our instrumented testing showed the Audi was quicker to 60 miles per hour and on the quarter mile by about a half second in each. You can see the full testing breakdown in the chart below. Both SUVs provide a different feel behind the wheel but ultimately deliver on their mission. They make the commute fun and engaging while still covering the bases with their practicality and utility. Luxury SUVs come with a price premium over their mainstream counterparts, and so they must feel elegant and upscale. Both of these models came loaded with features and plush materials, but the GV70 stood out. The attention to detail in its cabin is outstanding, whether it's the ovaloid themes or the horizontal line that runs along the door panels and hides the air vents on the dashboard. How could anyone get tired of this interior styling? Hernandez said of the GV70. It really hits home how much creativity can go into designing a cabin. Stepping into the SQ5 will not generate the same reaction. Its interior still feels elegant and comes with quilted leather seats and carbon fiber bits, but it doesn't deliver the same kind of experience from a design perspective. Hernandez rightfully pointed out Audi's use of Alcantara suede on a small part of the door panel, while the GV70's headliner is all Alcantara. "You feel like you're sitting in something special," he said of the Genesis. The use of crystal on the rotary knobs and metal buttons ups the experience in the GV70. Both models feel equally modern in terms of technology. Audi's virtual cockpit continues to shine by displaying the entire navigation map on the digital instrument cluster. The Genesis cluster doesn't do that, but it has a feature that will make the instrument cluster appear in 3D. Both vehicles' infotainment screens are competent, responsive, and have up-to-date graphics. Although the GV70's touchscreen is mounted on the dashboard and can feel a bit far to reach, it can also be controlled with a rotary knob on the center console. The Audi's is easily reachable but doesn't look as elegantly placed. In the interior space category, the GV70 has a slight advantage. Both feel equally spacious in the rear legroom department, but the Genesis has a tad more headroom and shoulder room. Its rear back seats can recline quite a bit, making the seating position more relaxing. Cargo room is also more expansive, and it offers a small hidden compartment under the floor. It's also full of little details that make the experience more comfortable, from the hooks for your jacket or blazer to the window blinds that provide more privacy. The FS awarded the SQ5 and GV70 the top Safety Pick Plus designation, the highest distinction when it comes to safety. Both received good ratings in crash tests, headlight brightness, active safety technologies, and latch use. On the road, the Genesis stayed centered in its lane and kept a safe distance from the car in front. It also used its navigation system and blind spot monitor to change lanes on its own. The Audi's lane keep assist didn't feel as sharp, and although its cruise control worked well, it didn't provide the automatic lane changes the Genesis did. From ride to handling, to interior design and comfort, the 2023 Audi SQ5 and Genesis GV70 3.5T are two SUVs that cover all the bases while entertaining their drivers. They do things in different ways but share the same goal. The Audi has a settled ride and refined powertrain, but its steering is missing the sporty feel we were expecting. The GV70's interior is a step ahead of the SQ5's, with more interior space, better styling, and greater attention to detail. The Audi's cabin is not a bad place to be, but it doesn't feel as special as the Genesis. If we were in the market for a luxury compact SUV, we'd pick the Genesis, which comes in more than $8,000 below the SQ5's price and offers a features-packed cabin, lots of styling, comfort amenities, and a sporty experience behind the wheel. This is Genesis' first try at making a luxury compact SUV, and it nailed the recipe, making the GV70 packed with agility and performance.
We have come to the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to help us.